The Cargoyle here was one of the most elusive cancelled cars for a long time, until around last year and early this year. Quite a few started appearing. I'd say there's about 10 or 15 in people's possessions at the moment. So it's not the rarest one actually, but certainly one of the most expensive cancelled cars, mainly because of its uniqueness, as you could probably tell. Now, one of the misconceptions about this cancelled car is that it's fully plastic, but it's not. It's actually, the top bit's diecast and the base is plastic. And yeah, this was part of the Mater Gets Knighted series, and basically the whole of that series was cancelled in, I think it was 2017, due to Cars 3. Other cars in that series were the Queen with Ariel and Sergeant Highgear, I believe, and Funny Face Mater. And Sergeant Highgear did eventually get a release in 2018 as a Super Chase. But yeah, that was the only one though. But it's so great to finally have this piece. It's definitely one of the most expensive ones, but if you do find this for a good price, then you should definitely snap it up when you can, because I doubt this one's ever going to get released, to be honest. And even now, where quite a lot of cars are being cancelled, like Nikki B and Cone Teeth Mater, for example, even now I don't think this one's going to be released, just because I just don't think there's really a place for it to be released at the moment. It's just not the right time. It's definitely not one that kids are going to want to play with. It's a statue. It can't move. There's no working wheels. It's not going to appeal to kids as much as adult collectors, which is why I don't think they would release it, and they would release something like another XRS series instead. So yeah, let's get into the review. And this is kind of like an old style British car. It's got a nice grille on the front with two headlights. It's in sort of a slanted position as it's holding a spear. Kind of reminds me of the Statue of Liberty in the extended universe of Cars, in Guido and Luigi's Trip, in sort of a storybook. I can never remember what it's called. And so if this was released, this would be quite a good custom, I think. If you wanted to do a Statue of Liberty of your own, you could put the book under there. And it's got wings on the back, obviously, because it's a play on words and of a gargoyle, but instead it's a cargoyle, so you can see there's two wings. And it's got some really nice mould detailing to it, well, not mould, rust. And the rust, I've actually noticed the colour of it varies from model to model, so people that I've seen with it have all had different coloured rust to it. And for me, I actually have a second Cargoyle, which I'll be showing in a second, which has a slightly different shade of green. It's actually probably got a lot less green. It's more grey. So yeah, this whole top bit is die-cast, and as if we could look under the base now, this whole bit's plastic, and the actual die-cast part is just screwed into here. So I'll show some photos now. I've removed outside of this video, I've removed the base of my second Cargoyle, so you can see some photos now in the top left corner, hopefully, of what the underside looks like. And it should have a rivet on the underside, which it doesn't have on the base. And it was fairly simple to do, and it doesn't cause any damage to it, so don't worry about that. So yeah, the base just says Disney, Pixar, Made in China, Mattel, all the usual stuff. And the back wheels actually have stalk bits, which you'll see in the photos. You can see where they stick into here, right at the bottom there. The wheels at the front do not do that, they just sit there. Obviously this one's in the air, but that one just sits there, I believe. And yeah, I think that's about it for this one. So now I'm going to bring in my prototype I had, which I mentioned in my Easy Idle Crew Chief video. So here it is. I actually really like it, and if you should be able to see now the difference in colour. There's a load less green here. As you can see, it's more white and grey sort of colours, and the obvious way you can tell it's a prototype is it's not got any decals on the base or on the wheels or on the spear. And basically all of the plastic parts are unpainted, whereas the whole die-cast part is, because they're assembled separately. It's got the same stuff on the bottom. This is the one I took apart, and as you can see here, there's no damage to it at all. Still in perfect condition. And yeah, this is probably one of my favourite die-casts ever made, or ever not made, you could say. Tell me what you think of this car. Would you want it to be released, and how do you think it would be released? Because it's definitely more of an adult collector sort of thing. It's not something a kid would want to buy and play with, because you can't play with it. I'll show a picture here now of where it appeared in the movie. They were obviously statues, not real cars. They were just outside of Buckingham Palace, and there was some nice art that showed them. So yeah, that's about it for this review of the Cargoyle. And so you may notice I'm only reviewing cancel cars and prototypes at the moment, and that's just because I want to get these out as quickly as possible, and then I'll start doing some normal releases, because I lack any new interesting cars at the moment, really. The latest one I've got is the Noah Go Check case. That's just because of the whole quarantine at the moment, and the fact that the stock in the UK we get a lot less stock than anywhere else in the world, really. It just takes a long time to get the cases, and sometimes we don't get them at all. And it becomes really expensive to get them from overseas, as you could probably work out. So So I have three options actually for the next review. So I either have the cancelled combustor launcher with chip gearings, or I have the TS2 truck, which a photo will be on here, or I have a patch, which was a cancelled planes diecast, which is also here. And I don't have them on me at the moment. But they will be arriving very soon, along with another cancelled car. So look out for them. So it should be really cool. Great reviews. The TS2 truck hasn't been reviewed on YouTube yet, and I'm not sure Patch has either. So yeah. I see if I can do a poll for this video. Sorry for the shaky camera. If not, just put a comment down below which one you would like to see a review of next. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.